passwords, he found a quality assurance engineer who worked at Dropbox. And he tested that the password worked by logging into this Dropbox engineer's LinkedIn account. And yep, he got in no problem. Now, this Dropbox engineer has stated on the record that yes, in fact, he was reusing passwords at the time. His Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Google accounts all had the same password. So this hacker actually gained access to a ton of this engineer's accounts. But did this engineer use the same password where he worked too at Dropbox? I don't know for sure, but the hacker was able to log in as the engineer at Dropbox. And I mean, he was able to get into the corporate network with this login, either through a VPN or an admin web portal, I'm not sure. And obviously, I shouldn't need to tell you this, but it's not a good idea to reuse passwords for this exact reason. Now, this quality assurance engineer didn't have access to files that users stored on their Dropbox accounts, but he did have access to users' metadata, information about their accounts and stuff, because he would sometimes need to look into issues that users were facing. And the thing is, if a hacker has this guy's login information, then the hacker can access anything this engineer can. So the hacker got in and grabbed all the user data he could that this engineer had access to, which consisted of usernames, email addresses, hashed and salted passwords. And then the hacker transferred this to himself and got out. A month later, the FBI was investigating this LinkedIn breach. One of the things they looked for was to see if that IP address or user agent was logging into any LinkedIn accounts as users of the site. And sure enough, there were logs indicating that the same person had logged into about 30 different LinkedIn user accounts, meaning the hacker had cracked the usernames and passwords for these LinkedIn users and was testing it to verify it worked. One of those accounts belonged to a Dropbox employee, and I don't know if it was the same quality assurance engineer, but the FBI saw that connection and thought maybe Dropbox might be the next target. So the FBI called Dropbox to tell them this information, and even gave them IPs and user agents to look for. Dropbox looked through their logs and confirmed that, yeah, those IPs did connect in as a quality assurance engineer